Cabot Oil's attack on Vera Scroggins continues. Following a recent hearing, Cabot's lawyers aggressively challenged Vera's attorneys during a live press conference. It appears Cabot Oil is applying its corporate might to shut down a local anti-fracking activist from documenting their operations. With over 540 violations in Susquehanna County alone, Cabot's motive to silence Vera is obvious.
Vera, when you first got this particular injunction, what was your gut reaction and what went through your mind?
Basically, I was just wondering why they even did it. It took them 5 years. I've been doing this for 5 years, looking at sites, mostly from the road, also being welcomed by site managers, which I would request to see. This has been going on for 5 years, and if this was such a danger, why is it such a danger now? Why wasn't anything stopped before then, or even any police reports? There was no cease and desist. So they went right to an injunction, and I was surprised that they did that.
Do you think they were trying to silence you?
Yes, I do. I do feel they're trying to silence me because I'm doing so many tours, citizen tours, hundreds of them, and for the past 5 years, showing legislators in particular from New York, from around the world, elected officials besides citizens, that they were trying to make this more difficult for me so that I couldn't do it, or intimidate me so that I would stop doing it.
You need to tell them the truth. It's the same order.
I told them the truth.
It's the same order.
You sent us an order in January, and you sent us.
It's the same order that I proposed in court today.
You said earlier this week that you referred to your second amended complaint. That was different than what you proposed in court today. That's all I'm saying.
No, you said I didn't give you the same order.
Down to the front steps.
Narrower. Now, we appreciate that you have proposed something narrower, and as we said, we're willing to work with you. We hope something narrower will be entered as a result of today's proceedings, and we hope that we're able to work this out in a manner that respects Cabot's legitimate interests while not trampling my client's rights.
And I understand that, Mr. Michaelman, and I believe if you had read our petition, and that if you had read the hearing transcript, you would see that we never at one time ever asked to keep Ms. Scroggins off of the hospital or from her friends' homes. It was very specific what we sought in our petition.
Did you draft the order?
It was very specific what was in our petition and what was at the hearing.
Did you draft the order that was entered in October? Do I have that wrong?
I'm going to tell you, it's very simple. Look at the petition and look at what was presented at the hearing.
The order that was entered, that you drafted.
Yes, and the order was not sought to keep her from the hospital or from any of those other places.
It didn't have any carve-outs for that. It didn't say no hospitals, no grocery stores, no friends' homes. It said its language was categorical. If you wanted something different, you should have drafted it more carefully, and if you didn't like what the court entered, you should have moved to modify it.
Well,
you could have done that in the last 5 months.
As soon as Mr. Kinchy raised that issue with us, Mr. Michaelman, we sent you a very specific proposal, the very same proposal we gave in the court today. We gave you a very narrow proposal, which you rejected many times. So, we'll let the court decide. Thank you.
We'll find another grandma for you to pick on.
Come on back, back.
There's plenty of it. What, ticketing? You're late, that's what we do.
As I've stated, the proposal that we received and have continued to receive from Cabot is a proposal with a large 150-foot buffer, and in fact, in court today, they propose widening it further to 500 feet. So they keep coming up with these large buffer zones that would make it very difficult for my client to exercise her constitutionally protected rights to protest and to document what's going on in these properties. Now, we've taken these offers to our client. We've looked at them carefully, but we believe they're still too broad, and so we're not going to accept something that is overly broad and a restriction on our client's rights by agreement. We think the current injunction is too broad and hope the judge will modify it, but we're not willing to throw Vera out of the frying pan and into the fire just because Cabot gives us a differently tailored offer. So I'm not sure why Cabot's attorney is so upset that we rejected her counter proposal. That happens all the time in litigation.
Have you ever seen anything like this in these courts around here?
Not here.
A broad injunction like this?
No. Very unusual.
Speaking nationally, I would say the same.
We just heard the sheriff said this was the largest crowd we've had in the courthouse, including the murder trials that we've had, which also attracts a lot of people. So this was the largest crowd we ever had. Wow, that's like amazing. Thank you, everybody. Why are you on school property? Why are you on farms? What are you doing here? You shouldn't even be in this county. This is an industrialization of a whole county.
Vera's documentation of hydrofracking and her citizen tours of the gas fields with politicians, celebrities, and concerned citizens from all over the world is drawing international attention to this case.
We all know the reason. Hard to hide what you're feeling inside when you feel it.